Underwear theft by police officer. Police officer jailed after being caught on camera stealing women's underwear during home search in Hertfordshire. A Hertfordshire police officer has been jailed after shocking footage revealed him stealing a woman's underwear while carrying out a home search. It's time to dig into this one. Let's break it down on the AI podcast.
We all, I think, expect to trust the police, right? I mean, they're supposed to be the guardians of our safety, our laws.
Absolutely. It's fundamental.
But what happens when that trust is just completely shattered by someone who actually swore an oath to uphold it?
Yeah.
Today, we're taking a deep dive into, well, an absolutely jaw-dropping case. It's out of Hertfordshire in the UK.
Mm-hmm.
A police officer committed a crime while on duty, and the way it all came out, well, that's a story in itself.
And our insights for this deep dive, they come straight from the specific reports. We've got details on the officer's misconduct, the investigation, the aftermath.
We've really dug into them.
We have. We've gone through the sources pretty meticulously, trying to bring you not just the facts, but also, what makes this particular incident so revealing about modern policing and, crucially, public trust.
So our mission here is to pull out the key details of this really quite unusual incident. We want to understand its implications, which are pretty profound for public trust, and also look at the consequences. For the officer, yes, but also for the police force more widely.
Yeah, the ripple effect.
Exactly. And right from the start, what makes this case so striking is the bizarre nature of the crime itself. You have an officer caught on a home security camera stealing personal items during a lawful search. Just let that sink in for a moment.
It's a truly startling thing to uncover, and it just flips the script, doesn't it? On traditional ideas of oversight, it really highlights this new frontier of citizen-led accountability, technology playing a huge role.
It really does. Okay, so let's get into the incident itself. This all happened during what's called a Section 32 search. It was at a property on September 12, 2024.
Right, and maybe we should just clarify what that means. A Section 32 search.
Good point. Yeah, it allows officers to enter and search premises without needing a warrant, but only in certain urgent situations. Often it's right after someone's been arrested, and they're looking specifically for evidence linked to that arrest.
It's a significant power, a necessary one in many cases, but definitely significant.
Critical for police work, yeah. But this particular search, well, it took an incredibly disturbing turn.
And what's fascinating here, as you said, is how the misconduct was discovered. It wasn't, an internal investigation finding something amiss initially or some standard audit catching it.
No.
It was thanks to Ring door camera footage, one of those little video doorbells. That camera basically became the key witness.
Incredible, isn't it, that technology?
It really is.
Yep.
And it meant the evidence was just undeniable because it was visual. You could see it.
And the footage itself is quite chilling when you hear the details. You can sort of picture it. The officer is searching the room, going through the woman's belongings. Then, almost casually, it seems, he opens a chest of drawers. He discreetly takes out a pair of underwear from the second drawer down, slips it into his back pocket.
Just like that.
Just like that. And then carries on as if nothing happened, leaves the room. I mean, the sheer audacity of it, captured so clearly on video. It's astonishing. It's not just theft. It feels like such an intimate violation, doesn't it? Especially under the color of authority.
It absolutely does. And the individual, the officer at the center of this, his name is Marcin Zielinski. He was a Hertfordshire constabulary officer, 27 years old, living in Shefford, Bedfordshire.
Okay.
And crucially, we need to talk about the victim's status here.
Yeah.
Because it makes his actions even more, egregious.
Right.
The woman whose home it was, she'd been arrested earlier in connection with a totally unrelated case. That's why the search was happening. Yeah. But, and this is vital, she was later released without any charge, no further action taken against her at all.
So effectively an innocent person.
Exactly.
Yeah.
An innocent party whose home, whose privacy was invaded in this incredibly personal way by someone meant to uphold the law.
Which, as you say, just makes Zielinski's actions, even worse. So this damning footage comes to light. What happens then? What's the fallout?
Well, things moved pretty quickly after that. Once the footage surfaced, Zielinski was arrested. He was charged.
Okay.
He ended up in court on Monday, August 4th, 2025. And there he admitted it. He pleaded guilty to one count of theft.
Right, the theft itself.
Yes. But importantly, he also admitted to something else, A further charge of corrupt or improper exercise of police powers and privileges by a constable.
Okay, now that sounds serious. More than just the theft.
It is. It's a very serious charge because it goes beyond the act of stealing. It's about the abuse of his position. It signifies that he used his police authority, his access, his privileges, essentially as cover for his crime.
So it's a fundamental breach of the office itself.
Precisely. It shows he didn't just steal something. He corrupted the very power invested in him. It just fundamentally erodes that trust inherent in the badge.
Yeah, that second charge really drives home the betrayal, doesn't it? So what was the outcome in court? What sentence did he get?
He was sentenced to 4 months in prison for his actions.
4 months?
4 months. And actually, before that, back in November 2024, while the whole investigation was still going on, he'd already resigned from the police force.
He resigned before the conviction.
Yes. Which, while some might argue about the length of the sentence, 4 months, for such a breach of trust, it is a custodial sentence for an officer, which is significant. And the resignation beforehand, well, it perhaps signals an acceptance that his position was untenable.
Yeah, you can't really come back from that. It certainly underlines the gravity. How did Hertfordshire Constabulary, the force itself, react publicly?
They came out very strongly against his conduct. There was a statement from Assistant Chief Constable Janet Telfer, and it's quite powerful. Worth quoting, I think. She said, and I'm quoting here, "Zielinski has let down the public of Hertfordshire, the police service as a whole, and his former colleagues who act with professionalism and integrity."
Acknowledging the impact on other officers, too.
Yes. And she continued, "His criminal behavior damages the reputation of policing and represents a fundamental betrayal of the public and the values for which the police service stands."
That's pretty unequivocal. No attempt to downplay it.
Not at all. A very strong condemnation.
Yeah.
Which you'd expect, really.
Yeah, you would hope so. It's clear this case must have sent shockwaves, not just through the local community in Hertfordshire, but probably through the wider policing world, too. It's just such a disturbing breach of trust, especially, as we said, given the intimate nature of what he stole. It's not like taking office supplies, is it?
No, it's deeply personal. And if you connect this specific incident, this one officer's actions, to the bigger picture, well, Zielinski's conviction really serves as a stark reminder, doesn't it, about how vital accountability and transparency are in policing.
Absolutely, especially when public trust feels, maybe more fragile than ever.
Right. And what's truly fascinating here is how one person's really quite bizarre and, frankly, brazen act, stealing underwear during a search, how that captured by a simple home camera can just reverberate so widely.
Yeah.
It forces a conversation, not just about this one bad apple, if you like, but about the systems of accountability and maybe the increasing role of citizen monitoring of technology in holding power to account.
That's a great point. The Ring camera factor is huge here.
It is. This specific incident, it really brings into sharp focus the constant, maybe evolving need to maintain and rebuild public trust, especially in an age where, well, almost anyone can be filming at any time.
So thinking about this whole deep dive, what does it really mean for you, the listener? We've seen how a seemingly small yet actually deeply disturbing act of theft by a police officer became this powerful example of a fundamental betrayal, a betrayal of trust. And it had significant consequences, not just for Marcin Zielinski himself, but for the institution he represented. The sheer sort of banality and intimacy of the crime-stealing underwear during a search, it becomes this potent symbol, doesn't it, of how easily authority can be abused and privacy violated.
It really does. And perhaps that leaves you with a question to ponder. In this world we live in now, which is increasingly monitored, where cameras are everywhere, surveillance is almost ubiquitous, what does a case like this tell us? What does it tell us about the ongoing challenge of ensuring accountability, especially for those in positions of significant power? And perhaps more pointedly, how do these acts of intimate personal betrayal like this one, how do they uniquely damage that crucial public trust? The trust that really holds the fabric of society together.
That's a really important thought to end on. Something definitely worth considering long after we finish talking about this.
Okay, does this incident damage your trust in the police, or do you see it as the act of one corrupt individual? Don't forget to comment it. Thanks.